Hello everyone, so here I am again to talk to you about how the all-important Life Path 2 is supported by the Soul Urge number 5. Now the Soul Urge number is your motivation, it's your passion, it's your get up and go, and you're not going to do certain things unless you really want to do them. And someone with a Soul Urge 5 is motivated and excited and passionate by the elements of the 5 energy, and that the 5 energy is what motivates them to get up in the morning. But they're here to achieve the energy of the 2. Now there's going to be some elements of the motivation 5 that are going to help you greatly to achieve your life path 2, but there'll be some elements of the motivation 5 and some tasks of the life path 2 where you're not really motivated to achieve those elements of your life path. And knowledge of that hopefully will give you the motivation in order to achieve those elements of your life path 2, even though you wouldn't normally be motivated by that particular element of your life path 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the difficulties you have when you have a life path 2 and the motivation that you have to try and help you achieve that. And then I'm going to break the life path 2 into about 9 sections, and which is each element that you need to achieve your life path 2, and then look on the right hand side to see how the motivation number 5 helps or doesn't help this element or the achievement of this element of your life path 2. So when you're a life path 2, your areas of development and difficulty and your areas of purpose for this lifetime, and the most important number in your chart to develop is your life path 2. So you must learn to develop relationships with others, both in a team mentality and in a loving relationship mentality. And this is something the Life Path 2 finds difficult. So it's very much about building relationships and being responsible and to be of service to those around you and the team. So you must learn to team build. You must learn to cooperate, to mediate and be tactful within a team, group or family situation, to be responsible to the team, to the people, to the family, to those around you, to be depended upon, to plan effectively, to team build and ensure that everything is running smoothly in the background so that others don't need to worry. You need to be dependable, and the Life Path 2 again is going to struggle with that. The Life Path 2 needs to develop their intuition. You need to be sensitive to the needs of others and have an attitude of service. But you must also look inward and make sure you're using your intuition as your decider to help you make decisions about anything that you'll do, about your planning, about your team building. Your intuition should be a major source of information for those decisions to be made. And you must look inward for validation and make decisions via your intuition. Most importantly, you need a healthy need for love. You need to build healthy relationships that gain longevity, and the people around you must feel loved, looked after and supported. But this is something that the Life Path 2 struggles to achieve. But to help the Life Path 2, or to help you as a Life Path 2 do this, you have a Soul Urge number 5. This is your passion and your motivation. And they sometimes support, because they're different number energies, and sometimes not so much support your life path. And I'm here to bring you knowledge of that so you know what steps to take, where your motivation challenges are going to be, and where your motivation challenges are good for your purpose. So you're motivated to engage in new and varied experience. You're very adventurous. But each of those experience and learning, you love to learn by each of those experiences. And then over time, you like to take out things you didn't enjoy, take out things that really aren't part of your passion, and finally choose a specific passion or mastery for you to focus on intently to the exclusion of all other subjects. Choose one subject for specialism and mastery that you can pump all your passion and motivation into. That's the passion and motivation of a Soul Urge number 5. To be a master at one specific passion, to be a master at one specific subject so that you attain freedom. You want to balance variation and adventure that you love to do and meeting new people with your discipline and your mastery, and of course the family and those you love. You want to be focused and committed to that one mastery subject to achieve freedom. You want to be focused and disciplined on your mastery. You want to be the go-to person for whichever that subject is, for whichever your specialism is. And you love to communicate your specialism and your mastery to others and socialize charismatically to spread your message to the world, your message of mastery and specialism. You love to be fearless and encourage others to be fearless in communicating their passion and mastery and charisma to others. So, as a life path number 2, you're here to learn to be responsible to others and the team and the task and the idea, you know, and that's your task to do that. So you can either be irresponsible or totally over responsible and do too much. And you're here to learn to have balanced responsibility to others and the team and those around you, because you can be too responsible, do too much and burn yourself out, which causes then you to be resentful and angry that you've made yourself exhausted, even though you made yourself exhausted. And that can then make you resentful and irresponsible because you feel undervalued and resentful. And people often take advantage of people that give too much because they will just take what people will give. And the life path 2 can often be exhausted by that. So your life path 2 needs you to be responsible to others, the team and the task. You know, it is a general rule. But your 5 motivation energy means you're not overly responsible or interested, in being responsible to others. You know, you really don't like to be fenced in or have things expected of you by others. You're not motivated by it. You're not motivated by serving people or doing things for people. You're motivated by your mastery and your specialism and your passions, really. So your adventurous passions, your changeable excitement, and your excitement for the new can make you really forgetful because you never focus on anything long enough to create any memory or longevity from it. So this means you forget your promises and you may become totally unreliable and irresponsible to the team because it's not something you're responsible for, unless of course the team is working towards your specialism and mastery, which it's your specialism and mastery at the end of the day. So you're going to be a bit shaky when it comes to being responsible to others when you have a motivation number 5. So to support your life path 2, be more willing, even though you wouldn't naturally want to be more willing to take on responsibility because it will help you achieve your purpose in this lifetime. Work towards being a bit more organised and focused and committed to the task. Be more dependable to the task, the idea and the team, whether they're focused on your mastery or not. You know, you may not want to shoulder that kind of responsibility to anything that isn't your passion or your mastery or your specialism, but it is one of the challenges for you to achieve for your life path 2. So it's something for you to think about working towards if you want to achieve all elements of your life purpose. So you've got to also learn to improve your social skills. You need to focus on widening, but most importantly, deepening your relationships for your life path 2 and making decisions more subjectively with other people in mind and other people's needs in mind. And it's important that you deepen your relationships and connect with more people one-to-one. So so that you can learn to develop your ability to deepen your relationships and improve your social skills, which is your life purpose to do. And you're going to find that difficult. So you need to get past sensitivity for your life path 2. You need to get past shyness for your life path 2 to help you improve your social skills so that you can connect with others on a deeper level. But your 5 motivation energy means you love to be social, you love to be more, you know, talkative and fun-loving with those around you. You're more likely to fight your shyness because you're so motivated to be social, and you're more likely to trust others on a deeper level with that social skills. You seek out opportunities for fun because you love to do it, and you seek out opportunities to develop your social skills, to be less shy and more socially fun, relaxed and confident, which is what you're here to learn to do. You know, you seek out opportunities for fun, to talk to people, to communicate with others, to develop that confidence, and you want to be charismatic and listened to by others. However, you're not interested in your motivation number 5 in committing enough to deepen relationships, really. The 5 energy is about meeting people, experiencing them, communicating with them, and then going on to the next. That's very much what the Soul Urge 5 is about. Sorry, not Life Path 5, Soul Urge 5. So the Soul Urge 5 won't be necessarily motivated or in the slightest bit interested in deepening relationships or spending more time on any one person or group of people. So they're less likely with their motivation to commit enough to deepen any relationships into more deeper trust, love and support, or relationship longevity. So your passion for the new exacerbates this because you love to widen your social network and communicate your story to more and more people, but not necessarily put more time into each relationship or spend any time deepening those relationships. And this is vital that you do that for your life path too. So to support your 2 life path, work on and work towards being more inclined and more motivated, even though it doesn't match your number, to deepening your relationships a little bit more, spending a bit more time with key people in your life and your team in order to be more trusting, more trusted, and to have a deeper connection with the people around you, to give more attention to others and individuals, and give more empathy and compassion to those around you. Have more of an attitude of service towards those around you, and work towards having that deep and connected and long-lasting love connections and deep friendship connections with those around you. You also must not learn to balance your need for love. So the Life Path 2 struggles with love relationships, just the way they struggle, just the same way they struggle with relationship longevity. You know, they can either smother their loved ones and put everything they've got into their family and smother them basically, and end up giving them expectations that can never be met. Or on the opposite side of the polarity, you may back away from wanting love at all because you're sensitive and you've been hurt in the past. So you need to balance that so that you're not smothering or pushing those you love away. So you need to be more balanced in your attitude towards love and relationships. Your 5 motivation energy means that you want to balance your own thing, your mastery and your variety and adventure with the stability of family love and building love relationships, and of course your skill mastery. So it's something that motivates the 5 to work towards. You're unlikely to be interested enough in relationships to be smothering. You know, the 5 is too focused on their mastery, or should be more focused on their mastery rather than you know, smothering others. I mean, the Soul Urge 5 isn't about, you know, just being around other people. It's about their own work. It's about their mastery. So they're less likely to have that smothering side, which is a tendency of a Life Path 2. However, it is possible that the 5 Soul Urge can swing to the other side of the polarity and run away from love entirely, especially if they're feeling hemmed in or restricted or unbalanced in some way. So the 5 Soul Urge may tend the Life Path 2 to walking away from long-term relationships, or walking away from creating any kind of deep loving relationships at all. So to support your Life Path 2, focus more motivation and energy on deepening and developing your relationships more, giving them balanced and focused attention to experience more closeness and love with key people, not just with your family and those you love, but key members of your team as well. This is a huge, huge focus for you as a life path 2. You're here to learn to be intuitive, to develop your intuition and use it as your inner compass, to listen to your intuition, act on your intuition and make decisions via your intuition. It's vitally important for a life path 2 to develop this, especially making decisions and serving others and using your intuition in your everyday life, not just for your own decision making, but to help you to serve the people that are around you as well, and to be loving towards those that are around you. You're here to be of service to others at the end of the day, and the development of your intuition will aid you in this journey. And your soul urge number 5 loves to be spiritual. Your soul urge number 5 loves to develop their intuition, and your soul urge 5 loves to learn about spiritual subjects and develop themselves in a spiritual way. So the fact that you're here to be of service using your intuition and to be sensitive to the needs of others, the first bit of that's going to be quite easy when you're a motivation or soul urge number 5, because you're interested in accessing and developing your intuition as part of your soul urge 5. You love spiritual and esoteric subjects, and you want to be able to use your intuition to read a room so that you can communicate with the room and with those around you with much more charisma and and power. But you might struggle a little bit more to be sensitive to the needs of others. That'll be something that you need to work towards. Using your intuition to serve others might not have been your first thought, but that's something you need to do. So support your life path 2, develop, listen to and act on your intuitive wisdom, then use it to be sensitive to the needs of others, to use your intuition to assess the unverbalized needs of others so that you can help them and serve them for your life path 2. You're here to learn to be a cooperative team player that gets the job done as part of the team. Remember, you're here to be responsible to the people around you, the team and the tasks and the ideas. You can be, because you're here to learn to be that cooperative team player, you can be totally uncooperative and totally not a team player and totally disruptive and more of a drama queen rather than an effective team member. And so you're here to work towards, as a life path 2, being that cooperative and effective team player that gets the job done as part of a cohesive team. So you need to be cooperative, you need to get that job done in order to be of service. But your 5 motivation energy means that you like to work within a team, you love people, you love talking, you love socializing. So you'll be fine working within a team group. You're very motivated to do that. 5s don't like being on their own really. They'd rather be around others, communicating and chatting really and sharing stories. However, your passion for communication and excitement, you can be like really one for excitement, fun and camaraderie. And this varied experience and lack of focus could cause you to actually be disruptive to the team. The frivolity and the fun and the scatteration that a 5 can bring to a group, and the rebellious nature at times, can bring unproductive frivolity and drama at times, and like quite disruptive drama if it's not kept down. And this can stop the whole team and definitely you from getting the job done at all. So to support that life path 2, it's important that you develop the ability to know when it's time to play and know when it's time to work. So ensuring that you focus on getting the job done for the team and ensure group productivity as well as group happiness. And this is not necessarily always going to be linked to your soul urge mastery. You're here to support others on a deep level, not to be, not to necessarily be that master. Your purpose is your life path 2. So it's important that you're doing more for others when you have a life path 2. You must develop your assertiveness to demand boundaries. When you're a service number and you have an attitude of service for your life path 2, it's important that you have boundaries in place to keep you from being overworked, walked all over, taken advantage of, which 2s often are, and taken for granted, which 2s often are. 2s can, in their need to create close relationships, 2s can become a walked-on shapeshifter who changes who they are in order to please and others around them and keep the peace. So the 2 life path has the risk of losing themselves and not keeping their own passion and focus in mind. And when you have a soul urge number 5, you can be pulled away to do your own thing and your own mastery. So your life path 2 needs you to develop the assertiveness to set and enforce boundaries for your own well-being. So your 5 motivation energy may, it means that you love to be fearless. You're a rebellious free thinker, which doesn't always match to team goals, but you are fearless. You will say what you think, and you are a rebellious free thinker that will say what you need to say if you need to say it, which can help combat the 2's tendency to be a bit of a shapeshifter and do what everyone else wants them to do and losing themselves rather than actually helping people around them and keeping their own boundaries. So you're not motivated really in the soul urge 5 to please others, really. So this is going to help the 2 life path, or help your 2 life path not to be too much of a shapeshifter. So your soul urge number 5 isn't going to be motivated to be that shapeshifter that you're tending to be. So this could help you. So you're not motivated to please others. You hate being restricted. You hate being tied down as a soul urge 5. And your passion for drama and emotion may mean that you may assert your boundaries quite inappropriately at times and cause conflict and unease because of the way you've communicated with someone, because the 5 soul urge can be quite sort of forthright in how they communicate with others. So support your life path 2 by fearlessly asserting your boundaries and refusing to be taken advantage of. But it's important that you assert your boundaries both, clearly, calmly, compassionately, and in a balanced way, so that you don't actually create more drama than you're trying to stop. So healthy boundaries asserted calmly and appropriately in order for the 2 to protect itself from doing too much, which is less likely when you have a motivation number 5, but it's still something that needs to be kept an eye on if you are a life path 2, because you have that tendency. So you're here to serve the leader, you're here to serve the task and be dependable to that task. That's all I've been going on about this whole video. It's what the life path 2 is all about, and it's what the life path 2 will struggle towards. You need to be always counted upon to get the job done, to be dependable and keep the cogs turning behind the scenes. And your life path 2 needs you to be a server of the task, the team, the leader, the people around you, and always be counted upon to get the job done. The leader should always be able to count on the 2 to get the job done. But your 5 motivation energy likes to work within a team. We already know you love the camaraderie of a group. You want to connect comfortably with the group and be liked by the group. But as a soul urge 5, your sense of dependability and task focus is very linked to your passion and your mastery. You are not necessarily motivated to be dependable just for others' benefit, just for the sake of helping others, and just for the sake of supporting someone around you or a team job around you. You're less likely to be dependable to things that aren't linked to your focus, your personal focus and mastery in your soul urge 5. But remember, you're here to your most important number is that life path 2. So it's vitally important that you're looking after others and those around you, because your total focus, for total focus from you, your team's task focus and the people around you will need to be part of your mastery development. They need to be part of your passionate interests. And you're less likely to be depended upon to get the task done if the task is not related to your own passion and mastery. So that's where the soul urge number 5 can sometimes sort of stamp all over your purpose as a life path 2. So support that life path 2, that all-important life path 2, by supporting your team and your family and others around you, whether they are linked to your personal mastery or not. The act of service and help and compassion towards others is your purpose in this lifetime. You must be willing to be more of an unselfish person and have more of an unselfish drive to serve others' needs, whether or not it's linked to your own passion and mastery or not. You're here to be the tactful mediator of the team, the helping others to resolve conflicts fairly so that the team can be effective and harmonious and get jobs done harmoniously and effectively. But the 2 runs away from conflict. They hate conflict, you know. They will allow conflict to be brushed under the carpet until it causes major problems in any group, family or situation. You know, they'd just rather not deal with conflict, and they will run away and hide half the time instead of dealing with it. So your life path 2 needs you to learn to deal with conflict in an appropriate manner, to have tact and effective mediation skills so that you can look at both sides of the conflict and help resolve it in a way that makes everybody as happy as they can be. So, but your 5 motivation energy loves to socialize within a team. We know that. However, the 5 energy doesn't half love a bit of drama. You know, they even conflict can be a form of fun for a life path 5. They love drama, adventure and conflict, and it can be quite an exciting thing for them. And the 5 in themselves can also be quite argumentative and uptight and emotional, and they can often, instead of helping the conflict, they're likely to often inflame and even enjoy the conflict rather than harmonise with it, which again is not going to help team cohesion or help the team to achieve the task it's here to achieve. So it's important that you support your life path 2 by being more empathetic, more considerate, more cooperative and more focused on the needs of those around you, so that you're able to mediate, look at everyone's needs and resolve any conflict or difficulty as a priority. It's very, very important that you as a life path 2 develop that ability to mediate and bring your team together to be effective and calm and get the job done. You're also here to plan those next steps after the initial idea. So you've got the 1 energy that channels those ideas. Then you've got the life path number 2 is here to then take that idea and nurture it and care for it, to plan for it, to build a team for it, for the idea to be achieved, or plan the next steps of a task and be the planner and the team builder to make sure the idea or the task gets to the expression stage. The energy of the 2 needs to be a nurturer of ideas in its initial stages and a builder of teams that helps that idea or task to be brought forward and achieved and brought to the point of expression. So you need to learn to be a planner. You need to learn to be a team builder to nurture the initial idea. But your motivation 5 is not really motivated to plan. It's not really your thing to sit and think about the detail and plan the way forward. You prefer to be adaptable, changeable, to take things as it comes, to be spontaneous. You prefer to not know what's going to happen, and you prefer to communicate, be spontaneous and adaptable to changing conditions. You're unlikely to want to stick to any plans that you make or even plan in the first place. It's very much something the Soul Urge 5 will not want to do, and that is plan. However, you are motivated and interested in building a team because you love to be around other people. So you got part of that. It's just the planning that you may struggle being motivated to do. So to support your life path 2, you need to develop your ability to focus and plan. I'm sorry about that, but you do. You need to have a plan, a good plan, nurture that plan and stick to that plan to bring ideas and tasks to the expression level so that they're ready to be introduced to those around you and the world. Use your social interests and your social motivation to help you to build an effective team to nurture the idea or task. But the big thing for this element is to learn to be motivated to plan. Even if you don't want to learn to plan, as a Soul Urge number 5, you might not want to learn to plan, but keep it in mind that it is a major part of your purpose for your life path 2, that you develop your ability to plan and stick to that plan when nurturing ideas in their initial stages. You must learn to give yourself your own kudos. Pat yourself on the back sometimes and actually listen to your own inner voice rather than letting other people do it for you or tell you what to do. I mean, you sometimes, as a 2, don't listen to your own intuition and you allow other people to tell you what to do, and you shapeshift in order to make them happy. You know, you can judge yourself on what everyone else says about you instead of looking at your own inner voice and who the sort of person you think you are. And no one knows you but you at the end of the day. You need to make sure you're developing and trusting in that inner compass and turning inwardly for validation, not looking outwardly towards the opinions of others. The life path 2, it is important that you do what you intuitively think that you should do, not be directed and shape-shifted by others around you because you think it will please them. So you need to develop that own intuitive inner compass of yours and make your own decisions. Do what you intuitively think you should do and stand by those decisions as correct. Your 5 motivation energy means you prefer to follow your own intuitive inner compass and think freely. 5 don't like being told to do. The 5 likes to do what the 5 wants to do. And that means do what they intuitively want to do or what their inner compass says they're going to do. You're unlikely to want to be held or led by the opinions of others because you're a strong-minded, motivated 5. You know what you want when you're a motivated 5. You're unlikely to be worried about others' opinions of you because, in your opinion, there's plenty more fish in the sea. You know, there's plenty more new people out there for you to meet and new experiences for you to have. So to support that life path 2, ensure that you always turn inward for your validation. Use that intuition that you have inside you and do what you intuitively think is the right thing to do. You must always keep the needs of others in mind when you act as well. You know, use your intuition to make sure you're assessing effectively the needs of those that are around you so that you can have that attitude of service and nurture those around you, but still have your own opinions, your own decision making and your own, your own kudos, put some value in what intuitively comes to you and, and act on it as though it is read because your intuition has brought you that wisdom. Now, I hope you found this video really useful today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel or whack that bell icon so you always get informed of my latest uploads. Click the like button because that lets me know that you're liking the content and it really helps me out. Now, you can contact me for many reasons. You might want to learn about numerology. Well, I'm doing a master course at the moment that's going to be out in the next few weeks, and I already have a course on Udemy that I'm going to put a link to in the description box. You might like to learn from me one-to-one. I do one-to-one tutorials on numerology. So if you're a budding numerologist and you'd like some one-to-one mentoring, you can send me an email or contact me on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. I'm also still doing my readings. I love doing my core readings for people. That is my main focus and passion. So if you'd like a reading, please contact me. I'll be really excited to hear from you. You can email me, send me a message on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. And what else is there? If you want to just ask me questions, if you want to make a request for me to do a video for you, please send me a message on my social media, or you can just put like a comment in the description or in the comment box of one of my videos, and I will add your request to my request list, which is actually quite long at the minute, but I'll make sure that I get all my request videos done eventually for you guys. So if you just want to have a chat and ask me a few questions, contact me. I love to hear from you guys. So, but as ever, I want you to trust the soul within you above all else, because only your own inner voice and your own wisdom knows what's best for you. See you soon, guys.